Two young women walked into a neighborhood looking like ordinary visitors on a scorching summer afternoon. Within hours, they would be sitting inside a police station, facing criminal charges. Before the next day arrived, both of them would lose their lives under circumstances that triggered rumors, public outrage, and countless unanswered questions across social media. People immediately began asking the same question. What really happened inside the police station? Were the rumors true, or was there another side to the story that most people didn't know? As different claims spread online, investigators were forced to separate speculation from facts and uncover the truth behind one of the most talked-about incidents in Lahore. To understand how two women ended up at the center of such a controversial case, we have to go back to the afternoon when they knocked on the wrong door. It was July 4th, around 2 o'clock in the afternoon, in Lahore's township area. Inside a joint family home, everyone was going about their normal routine. Nothing seemed unusual, and it looked like any other hot summer day. Then someone knocked on the front door. A young woman from the family answered it and found two unfamiliar women standing outside. They introduced themselves as Amna and Anmol. According to the case details, they appeared exhausted and said they were extremely thirsty because of the intense heat. They politely asked if they could have a glass of water. There was nothing about their request that immediately raised suspicion. Feeling sympathy for them, the family member allowed them to step inside the garage while she went to bring cold water from the refrigerator. For a few moments, everything appeared completely normal. The two visitors thanked her and drank the water. Then the conversation took an unexpected turn. According to the investigation, the women claimed they also performed spiritual healing, telling the homeowner that they could help remove negative energy and bring peace to the household through religious recitations. To someone hearing those words for the first time, it may have sounded harmless. The family member agreed. She believed they were simply offering prayers. But within moments, something happened that completely changed the atmosphere inside the house. While performing what they described as the spiritual ritual, one of the visitors allegedly asked her to remove the gold earrings she was wearing. At first, she didn't think much about it. But as soon as the earrings came off, she became uncomfortable. She immediately questioned why removing her jewelry had anything to do with the ritual. Instead of receiving a clear explanation, she felt something wasn't right. She demanded that her earrings be returned immediately. What had started as a calm conversation suddenly became a heated argument. The woman accused the visitors of trying to deceive her. Her voice became louder. The visitors insisted there had been a misunderstanding. Within seconds, shouting could be heard throughout the house. What the two women didn't know was that another family member was inside. Her brother, Zishan, rushed outside after hearing the commotion. The moment he understood what was happening, he stepped in and confronted the two visitors. According to the family's account, Amna and Anmol repeatedly insisted they wanted to leave and that the situation was being misunderstood. But Zishan wasn't willing to let them walk away before the matter was addressed. He told them the police would be called. At that moment, the situation became even more chaotic. According to the case details, the two women allegedly tore parts of their own clothing and began shouting, claiming they had been mistreated inside the house. The sudden accusations drew the attention of neighbors. Within minutes, people from the surrounding area gathered outside to see what had happened. A simple request for a glass of water had turned into a scene that no one expected. As tensions continued to rise, emergency police were called to the location. Officers arrived shortly afterward and separated everyone involved before taking both sides to Township Police Station so the matter could be investigated properly. At that point, nobody could have imagined that this routine police inquiry would soon become the center of a case discussed across the country. By the time everyone arrived at Township Police Station, emotions had begun to settle. What had looked like a neighborhood dispute outside the house had now become a formal police investigation. Officers interviewed both sides separately, trying to understand exactly what had happened inside the home. According to the investigation, the family explained how the two women had entered the house asking for water, later offered what they described as spiritual healing, and then allegedly attempted to take the gold earrings during the process. The statements were carefully recorded. The officers didn't stop there. As part of the investigation, they checked the background of both women through official police records. According to the case details, previous criminal cases were found in their records. That discovery strengthened the investigation, and police decided to formally register a case against both women. Charges related to alleged fraud and theft were added, with Zishan listed as the complainant. At this stage, the investigation was moving through the normal legal process. The next step was straightforward. Under the law, both women were expected to be presented before a magistrate. Since female detainees are transferred to a designated women's holding facility rather than remaining at every police station, arrangements were made to move them from Township Police Station to the appropriate location. Everything appeared to be following standard procedure. Then, something completely unexpected happened. Before the transfer could be completed, both women suddenly became seriously ill. Their condition deteriorated so quickly that officers immediately called emergency medical services. Paramedics arrived and provided first aid. For a brief moment, there was hope that the situation could be stabilized. But their condition continued to worsen. There was no time to waste. Both women were rushed to Jinnah Hospital in Lahore for emergency treatment. Doctors immediately examined them. But despite every effort, both women were pronounced dead. The news spread rapidly. Within hours, social media was flooded with speculation. Some people questioned whether something had happened inside the police station. Others began sharing claims that had not yet been verified. As the rumors grew, public pressure increased. People wanted answers. Whenever someone dies while in police custody, questions naturally follow, and this case was no exception. Authorities knew that every step of the investigation would now be closely watched. A medical examination was conducted to determine the exact cause of death. According to the official findings presented in this case, the report concluded that both women had consumed narcotics, and that an overdose was responsible for their deaths. The report did not support claims that their deaths resulted from physical abuse while in custody. As the discussion continued online, DIG Operations Faisal Kamran reviewed the case. According to the source, he also issued a statement confirming that the available evidence supported the medical findings and that the rumors circulating about custodial abuse were not supported by the investigation. Even after that statement, many people continued debating the incident online. Some accepted the official explanation. Others remained skeptical. But based on the information presented in this case, investigators maintained that the medical evidence pointed to an overdose as the cause of death. Looking back, this case raises several difficult questions. It began with a knock on a stranger's door, turned into allegations of deception, led to criminal charges, and ended with two unexpected deaths that sparked nationwide discussion. Whatever opinions people may have, one fact remains clear. Rumors can spread much faster than verified information. And in cases like this, separating facts from speculation becomes just as important as the investigation itself. Sometimes, the biggest mystery isn't how a story begins. It's how quickly the truth can become buried beneath countless versions of the same event. Lessons from the darkness. Every real case leaves behind lessons that are worth remembering. While no one can change what happened, understanding these moments may help prevent similar tragedies in the future. 1. Kindness should always be balanced with caution. Helping strangers is a human instinct, but personal safety should never be overlooked. Simple precautions can protect families from situations they never expected. 2. Rumors are not facts. When a major incident happens, social media often fills with speculation before investigations are complete. Waiting for verified information is essential before reaching conclusions. 3. Every person in custody deserves due process. Whenever someone is taken into police custody, transparency and proper procedures are important, not only to protect those involved but also to maintain public trust in investigation. 4. One unexpected decision can change many lives. What began with a simple knock on a door eventually became a case discussed across the country. Small moments can sometimes lead to consequences no one anticipates.